I think we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to be here today on this beautiful Friday. We have some incredible stories to share with you today. You know, some of us have been struggling our entire lives with metabolic dysfunction and, dieting, counting calories, you name it. We've all done it. And a lot of times we're doing everything right, but we are still not succeeding. So I want to thank you for being here today. We're going to share some stories with you of something that we found that is actually really working for us, where we're not struggling anymore with our lifestyles. So we got some great guests on here today. My name is Monica, and I'm out here in Colorado. I've been in the wellness space, my goodness, my entire, well, probably close, I call it my adult life, over 30 years. And I've always taught people how to eat right, how to exercise, all those things. But you know what? It's not that it didn't work, but people could never sustain it. And they kept bouncing back and forth. And it's been a struggle for me too in my life. Even though I was teaching it, I was struggling too. So we are on a mission to share this with everybody. You're going to hear some great stories of something that we found that's really working and that's really easy. So let me just share my screen here real quick here and get this going. Okay, everybody see my screen? Let me know when it's popped up. Popped up? Okay, good. We're today going to talk about metabolic dysfunction. And most of us, 93% of the American adults in this country, are suffering with some kind of metabolic dysfunction. I know I was, but maybe just take a moment here if you're watching this to look at some of these here and see if any of them you can identify with for yourself. Um, they're not unusual. And a lot of times we think it's because we're aging, we're getting older, or it's just meant to be this way. And it's really not. It has a lot to do with our food environment. Everything nowadays processed. It's not the same foods we used to eat before, and highly processed. And we found this has been so exciting for us. We found these two simple tools here that are actually giving us relief from some of these pains or some of these symptoms we're having. And this protocol, we'll talk about it a little bit more a little bit later. But what happens when we're eating all these processed foods in our lifestyle, our blood sugar is constantly elevated and we're in a fat storage mode. With these two tools here, we're going to share with you today, we are going to show you how you can turn that around and get rid of all those pains and help with those symptoms to give you some relief. And we'll talk a little bit more about them later, but these are just two simple things that you can add water to. This one here you sip on when you're in a fasted state or not eating. We'll talk about what it does. And this one here you take just before your biggest meal. So it's really quite simple. But I'm going to start talking a little bit about me first, and then we'll introduce everybody else here. We've got quite a lineup here today. But I was metabolically unhealthy myself. I had a lot of things going on. I'm a very active person. I always considered myself very healthy. I'm a runner. I've run 10 marathons, always, but I was struggling. Even so, I was still struggling. I was constantly dieting. And this is my beautiful mom. I brought her up because she ended up battling with type 2 diabetes. And then she got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And if I would have known what I've learned in the last 4 years about metabolic dysfunction and insulin resistance, I firmly believe she may have had a longer life or maybe still would have been with us. So I wanted to share her with you because she's no longer with us. She succumbed to that. And these are all things that can be our metabolically, their lifestyle. We can change them with our lifestyle. And there's me. I blew up. When my mom passed away and I was her primary caretaker, I I struggled. I was going through a lot of emotional stress. At the same time, my mom was suffering with her, and I was looking after her, taking her back and forth from doctor's appointments. I was also going through a divorce and I blew up. I had never ever looked like this in my life, and I was very frustrated. I mean, I'm smiling in this picture, But anybody here that's today, you know, when you look like that, you're not a happy person. You're just, it's, it's not happiness. Any case, I started with these two tools here that we're going to talk about today. And I, within 90 days, changed the course of my metabolic health. It's been amazing. In 90 days, just by drinking this in my fasted state and taking this before my biggest meal, I was able to drop 25 pounds of belly fat, like fat. Literally, you can see I'm running in this picture. This was Niagara Falls. Look at how poofy I was. I had a lot of inflammation going on. 90 days this happened to me. And that was now 4 years ago. I have not counted calories or dieted in 4 years. It's given me food freedom. So it's been an absolute blessing for this to happen to me. So I'm very thankful. That's why we're sharing it. We need to share with more people. But anyways, we have someone else here, a special lady from Utah. Deb, maybe unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey. It's been quite remarkable. I'm going to stop share here for a minute so we can see you. And why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody about yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Monica. I'm Deb. I'm from Utah, and I was struggling for quite some time. Back in March of 2023, I do what we all do, right? When we're struggling and we need help, the first place that we're taught is go to the doctor. And I love doctors, right? They are very important. They help a lot of people. I went into several, and the gist of it was, oh, Deb, you're 208 pounds, you're overweight, you have a family history of type 2 diabetes. Here's the metformin because of the weight and family history, and you have chronic fatigue. That's because of low testosterone. I had no idea. I had seasonal allergies that seemed like all year round. I had 3 or 4 sinus infections every single year. I just couldn't sleep throughout the night. I was tired during the day. Nothing was making sense. I felt stuck, but at the end of July in 2023, everything completely changed for me. I was scrolling on TikTok like all of us usually do, right? Not thinking something's going to absolutely help us. She came across my feed and she said, do you have belly fat? Do you have skin tags? Do you have cravings for salt and sugary foods? Do you have family history of type 2 diabetes? Do you have chronic fatigue? And I was like, wait, what? Did she take my doctor's chart and make a TikTok video about me? Because this lady's literally talking about me. And I called her up and I asked her about more information. And I'm like, she goes, it's 90-day money back guarantee. I was like, wow, plants, minerals, and vitamins. My metformin never came with a 90-day money back guarantee. So as of right now, starting the system August 6th of 2023, headaches are gone. Nocturnal hypoglycemia is gone. The Claritin, the metformin, all of that's gone. Headaches, size 12 to a size 4. Low testosterone. Yeah, I don't pay anything for low testosterone replacement pellets. That's gone. I have a much higher quality of life. And here's my next update. I have not been back to the doctor since March of 2023 because of this system. This is my new health preventative, and I'm a lifer. You don't have to be, but I've had such great results. Consistency is key, and I'm never stopping.
This is awesome, Deb. And I'm looking at your pictures here. You look like a new person. You look younger too. You look
Thank you.
fabulous, incredible. Wow. And let me just ask you, was this hard for you?
No, this was the easiest thing that I've ever done because I didn't calorie count. I didn't feel deprived. That's what I love about this is I started realizing that we're just reintroducing the things that were lacking in the first place because when we start dieting, we feel restricted and we feel like we're at a loss.
Right on. So yes, if you're listening here today, this is easy. Two tools that make your life easy. Okay, well, thank you, Deb. And stay on because I think we might, come back to you a little bit later.
Okay.
Okay, let's go around the room here. Let me see who I'm going to introduce next. I think we're going to do Manuela. Manuela, why don't you unmute yourself?
Well, hello everyone. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
So before this Feel Great system, I was experiencing daily like fog. My fatigue was really bad, chronic fatigue. I felt like I couldn't start my day without drinking some coffee, having some breakfast, but I came to realize that I was completely wrong. I thought I was actually doing all the right things but still feeling off. And I knew there was an answer. So I prayed and I asked God to reveal to me what else I could do. What really shocked me is when I went to the doctor for a visit, they told me I was pre-diabetic. Um, they also mentioned that I had like high cholesterol. I had a thyroid imbalance, and I was just like a mess. And I'm like, wow, after trying all so hard, I'm still in this situation. So anyway, I'm so thankful that I came across this Feel Great system, which totally, completely changed everything for me. So ever since I started, I've noticed improved energy, mental clarity, feeling better than ever. And I did forget to mention I had arrhythmias as well, which were especially during stressful times. I noticed that my heart rate would go up to like 140, which normal range is 60 to 100. And that was something that the doctors told me that there's nothing really they could do unless I had a procedure. So, yeah, with all that, now fast forward a few months in, and everything changed. Like, no more arrhythmias, my brain fog is gone. I have the energy that I need uh, to sustain myself daily. And on top of it, I've lost 8 pounds, over 8 inches, and feel amazing. So I am so grateful.
Well, you look amazing too. And the things that you named off, some of those weren't even on that chart of metabolic dysfunction. Boy, oh boy, I'm just saying there's a lot of things that you mentioned that were not going correct in your life, and you've now done that. You look absolutely amazing. And I just want to
Thank you so
mention
much.
that this is not a weight loss program at all. If you have
Mm,
weight to lose, that's going to happen automatically. All we're doing is giving our body the right tools to help heal our microbiome and everything else that's off balance from our lifestyle, and also, the foods we're eating. I mean, it's really hard you can really try to eat so well and healthy, and it's really hard to find foods that don't have pesticides or haven't been modified, etc. It's quite hard to do. So this gives us the tools to make it easy. So thank you, Manuela, for sharing. And where are you from again? Are you up there in the
thank
cold
you.
white?
Yes, so I'm actually from Chicago, Illinois, and originally, like my foreign language is Romanian. So yes,
Okay.
was born in Romania,
Well, now
but
you're
from
in
Chicago,
Chicago.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your story.
thank
And
you.
maybe if you can mute your microphone again, that would be awesome. Thank you. Well, we're going to fly around here for a minute. I'm going to go to Toronto now to Donna, and I have no pictures to share of Donna, but let's just do it. So Donna, unmute yourself. And
Hi, everybody.
you
Thanks,
have
Monica.
remarkable. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm sorry you don't have no pictures, but I don't have no pictures to show you all because I am not losing any weight. I was just weighing and I think I gained 2 pounds.
You're not on it for weight loss.
No, I know, no, I'm not on it. And I'm not on it for a lot of the things that other people are on it for. I started, actually, it's now 3 months since I've been using it. Yeah.
Yay.
And I have seen a lot of changes, especially in my skin. My skin has tightened up. And Monica likes the little joke I share with y'all.
Yeah,
My
I
grandson,
do.
when he comes, he would sit by me and he keeps pulling at me. Grandma, why are you so soft? Why are you so soft? So the other day when he came, I showed him, I let him pull. I said, Kyrie, is grandma's skin soft? He said, no, it's not it's soft anymore. So I can see the change in that. And then even in my face, in my features and so, you know how your face tend to get kind of, I have not had that change. I think it's improved. Yeah. And I used to have the noise in my knees when I go downstairs on mornings.
You
And
call
all
it the
that is
creaking, right?
the
The
creaking,
creaking.
yes. It's gone. No more creaking. When I get up one morning and I do my morning routine exercise, I don't even hear it anymore. And also, I've gained energy. Oh, yes, from taking that drink, you get a lot of energy. You're able to walk longer distance, yeah, and do more stuff. Sometimes before, when I Oh, if I ever do 2, 3 hours of work, oh no, I have to sit down and catch myself. But now I can do that freely. And what else is there? Oh, a cough. Yes, I used to have a cough at nights. All day I'm good. Once I lay my head on the pillow, I have this persistent cough. And since taking this, it's gone. It's gone. I don't suffer with that anymore. So I'm happy to be using it, and I am in for the long haul.
That's awesome. Donna, I can see your skin change from the first time that
Yes.
we talked. I can really see it. You look absolutely beautiful. Your skin is
Thank you.
nice.
Thank
And
you.
I really thank you for sharing it. Do you find this protocol easy to do?
It is very, very easy. Oh, yes. On mornings I get up and I mix my bottle and I'm having it there. And then when I have my one big meal, I have my balance. And it is helping. Tell you that it is working for me.
Wonderful. Well, I thank you
Mhm.
for taking time out of your busy day. I know you had a lot of hectic things going on over there.
Yeah. Hmm.
So thank you
It's the
for
first
jumping
day of
on.
spring and
Oh,
we
it
have
is.
rain.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have rain. It's rainy
Oh,
today.
that's because you're in Toronto. I'm
Oh
just saying
yeah.
you
Oh
guys
yeah.
have been
Hmm.
hammered with snow, just like
Oh
Michigan,
yeah.
everything.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for being here today. I appreciate
Oh,
you
you're
coming on.
welcome. Glad
All
to meet
right.
everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to move right along. We're going to move on to, well, let's go to Carolyn. Carolyn, why don't you unmute yourself and
Can
let's
you hear me?
hear where you introduce yourself.
Can you hear me, Monica?
Yes, I can hear you clear now, loud and clear.
What can I say? My story kind of echoes yours, actually. A year ago, I got introduced to this. I was a mess, truly a mess. Um, I was not dealing very well with some grief, and I was doing a lot of comfort eating and drinking. But really, at my age, I'm 76 now, I was still struggling last year with menopause issues, and people maybe think that just quits at a certain age, but I was still having the hot flashes, the belly fat, the skin tags, the cravings, just not in a very good spot. But I went to the doctor and had a blood workup done, and he said, you're insulin resistant and you have non-alcoholic fatty liver, and that's about all. There you go. You're on your way. So I really didn't understand any of what that meant at all. My dad's mother, as a little girl, I remember she was diabetic, and she had I remember seeing the needles in her bedroom and stuff. I just figured that was something hereditary, because the doctors always asked me, does this run in your family? So I just figured if I was going to be diabetic, it's because of that. But I learned that that's not true, and that I was doing things wrong. And when I learned about this protocol, it was so simple and easy for me, because I found out that if I could just fast in the morning after sleeping all night, I wouldn't spike my insulin. And I heard the simplicity of, when the insulin's low, the fat's got to go. Well, that was great for me to hear, because I found something that it tastes good. It shuts off the food noise. I don't have to think about buying or cooking or cleaning up the kitchen mess. Um, I love it. What has happened for me, Monica, in this last year is my story like you. I dropped 25 pounds. I have energy. The cravings are gone. Skin tags are gone. The cellulite's better. What can I say? I'm a happy camper. I'm grateful. Oh, man, just love seeing that.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask permission.
That's all right. It's more to love than necessary. What can I say? But Monica, more than that, yes, I'm a smaller woman, and I'm vain, whatever, but it's what's happened on the inside and continuing to happen. It's just right at a year right now. But I have found something that works for me. Actually, I knew on day 4 it was working for me, how I felt, and then just how everything began to change slowly. I should
How
say
many
slowly.
inches have you lost? Do you know?
Um,
Did you keep track of how
well, I
much
know
weight you
that
lost?
the largest my waist was 35, and I'm back to a 29-inch waist. And but once again, I'm grateful for that. But it's so much more than just like you said. This is not a weight loss product. But if you're fluffy, that's probably going to happen after a season, because you're going to get your body balanced out. But thank you for the education on this, because I, for one, didn't even understand what metabolic imbalance was or insulin resistance. And I think this is, we need to get the message out to people. It's simple, it's easy.
Well, Carolyn, you look amazing. You've had quite a journey and it's been a year. So is it easy for you?
So simple, so easy. You wake up, I drink the tea, hot or cold, whichever. I sip on it throughout the day. It shuts off the thought of eating. I eat now. I eat great. I still eat 2 meals, and but I try to prioritize my good protein, and then my vegetables, and then I still have carbs, and I still have dessert sometime, and alcohol.
Awesome.
But if I have alcohol, I am going to choose to have the balanced product first that you're going to be speaking about, because I keep it simple. When somebody said, when I take that balance before my meal, it's going to coat my food and it's going to slow down the carb absorption, and then you just eliminate it. Well, isn't that great?
That's awesome. Well, thank you for being here today. And where are you? You're in Vegas, right?
Yeah, yeah. Plenty
Okay.
warm already. Already plenty warm here.
Okay,
Thanks.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. What an incredible, your pictures say it all. So, and I know I didn't ask you first about that one, but I just had to show those love handles going away.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we lost Teresa somewhere, so we're going to move on, and I'm going to introduce my handsome, wonderful husband, John.
Thank you, Monica.
You're
Um,
welcome.
And I'm located in the dining room, and Monica's located in her office right behind that door, so I'm not very far from her. Um, but no, it's a great honor to be here, and my story basically goes back a long way, but I'll keep it short. I was raised in an alcoholic home. I began coping with that situation at an early age by eating. I became a food addict at a very young age. I grew up being the rather morbidly obese kid all the way through school. Lost it during my young adulthood, kept it off, started a new career after college here in Denver, Colorado. Enter another addiction called alcohol. I told myself I'd never be an alcoholic like my dad. Turns out I became one even more so, probably, than my dad. So I had not only addiction that I was fighting, but also a great deal of depression, mental anxiety, and hence my metabolic health was really in the gutter. Just recently, in recent history, after I met Monica, we took a vacation in late 2024 over the holidays, early 2025. We went to Costa Rica for the holidays, and I suffered a severe fall in Costa Rica, and I was immobile for months. I came back to the United States in a wheelchair in January of 2025, and I was in really tough shape, both physically and mentally. And that's me on the left boarding the flight back to Denver from San Jose, Costa Rica. And by April, I had just, I fell back to my old coping mechanisms. I was eating, I was immobile, I was depressed, I was drinking more than ever. And I just hit this inflection point where I had to make a decision for my own well-being, because I had a decision to make, was whether I was going to continue my decline or do something about it, having known full well what Monica had been teaching in her business. At that time, I was still in my own business as a technical management consultant, which was high stress and also fueled the flames of eating and drinking. But I made the decision in April 2025 to take control of my health and get on this protocol and really try it seriously. And by October, that's me on the right, in October of 2025, considerably in better shape. But at that time, I did not know where my journey was going to continue to take me. And that was basically right after that picture was taken in October. I went and saw my cardiologist, and he had some news for me saying, John, your echocardiogram is showing some concerns for me. Turns out, long story short, I needed an aortic valve replaced, which I just got done 3 weeks ago. So now I am an open heart surgery guy. And I immediately got back on the protocol straight away. And the results have been fantastic for me personally. I have since joined Monica in promoting this protocol. And one thing that I will add, getting back to my addiction, recent studies show that one tool of this protocol is called the Unimate, and I'm sure Monica will talk about it. It's a yerba mate blend that we drink daily to keep our cravings at bay. But recent studies show that the GLP-1 content of this tool also is showing very direct ties to decreasing the cravings for substance abuse, alcohol, and more. I just read about this just the other day, and I thought, it's really no wonder, because I've been alcohol free since that picture was taken in April, and I started this protocol, and I have not had a drop of alcohol since. And I will definitely testify to the point that the cravings for alcohol, the constant noise of needing or wanting to have a drink, basically dissipated when I started this protocol. And I haven't had any desire to drink since I've been on this protocol, which I will be 1 year sober in about 3 weeks. And I attribute a lot of this. It's not willpower, folks. You don't just, skip out on addiction. It's you need some help. I certainly did. So, no, it's been a blessing, and my health and my outlook are just so much better.
Well, John, you look fantastic, and I still can't believe that 3 weeks ago you had open heart surgery and you're up and around. I mean, I know that by you looking after your health in advance, you would have, if you wouldn't have done that, you wouldn't have been candidate for open heart surgery.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
quite a journey, and the alcohol thing, that's really huge. So you
Massive.
mentioned,
Yeah.
yeah, it is massive. And you mentioned that the Unimate, this little packet that we help with the food noise, but that is actually increases your natural production of GLP-1 by 67%, because that's a hormone in our gut. We all have it. We don't need to go on all these shots and everything. This is food.
Exactly.
It's natural. It's something that will not harm you. There's no side effects except feeling better, looking better. And if you have weight to lose, it's going to come off. So
That's right.
thank you, John, for sharing. You look amazing. I'm happy to be married to you.
Likewise, babe.
Okay, we're going to move right along here. We've got Debbie. Oh my goodness. She's always on the road. We don't even know where you are half the time. But Debbie, why don't you unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us what's happened with you on this journey. It's remarkable.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Monica, for inviting me. Make it short and sweet. I am currently on the road. I'm in Southern California. I'm looking at Del Mar Beach in front of me, in kind of around the traffic. So yeah, I'm just in a parking lot. It's the beauty of this business. You can be remote and share everywhere. I walk around and I just, through me, just people seeing me, they're like, wow, what are you doing? So I'm going to keep it short. Like I said, March 23, 2023. So we're almost to the 23rd. That will be 3 years ago when I was diagnosed with triple negative invasive lobular breast cancer. And I might get emotional. So sorry. So it's a big one. I thought I was doing everything right, and I was metabolically unhealthy. So anyways, sorry.
All
And
right.
now, I feel great, and it's because of this protocol. That's all I can say. It's not a weight loss. It's not about losing inches. It's about what's happening inside, and you just don't know. And so when you have a bilateral mastectomy, it gets pretty intimate,
Yeah.
and you can have a passion. I mean, and I'm just gonna throw it. I was kind of off and on if I should say this. I've been talking to my girlfriend I've known her since I was in 5th grade. I'm 56 years old, and she's on Ozempic, and I had it hurt my heart, and I just saw her in person. I just walked in and saw her, and I started bawling, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I need it." I mean, so it was an in-face thing. She needed to see me in person. Why?
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
made it more impactful for her to see me. I cried, she cried.
Debbie,
It was crazy.
yeah,
Amazing.
share with us this story here, because this is pretty um emotional. I mean, this is after your surgery right there.
Yeah,
Those are
so the
the drainage
far
tubes.
left, one with my long hair. Yes, I was an entertainer back then. I was in Las Vegas, so that was when I thought I was healthy. That was I started in 1992. That was probably in 2008. So I was had my kids already, and in the middle I had just got a breast augmentation. That was in 92, and then on the other far right with the tubes, I just had my bilateral mastectomy, and that was in November 2023. And after my treatment, well, actually, they wanted me to continue treatment, and I declined. I did not get 44 rounds of radiation. I had no radiation. I just had the chemo treatment that was supposed to be for the cancer, but they wanted me to do another 1.5 years of clinical trials, and I said no. So I have not, just like Deb said, I have not been back to the doctor since November 2023. I'm my own advocate. I want to feel great. I want to know I thought I was good. I was on no medications. I was nothing. And then out of the blue, breast cancer, stage 3. I'm like, what? I respect doctors for what they do, but you know your body. And what's going on inside, you don't know. And I mean, we all can get the aches and pains, and we just think it's normal. I had that stuff, and I just thought it was normal. And so now I'm on a mission to share this and be my own advocate for myself, and not go back to the doctor, only if I absolutely have to. I feel fabulous. I'm actually doing a longer fast than the one we usually do. Um, I have my mate right here, and I'm gonna be taking my balance. So that is what I do. Um, yeah.
Oh, Debbie, you know what? You would never think that you refused all the medications and stuff that they wanted to put you on, but looking at you now,
Mhm.
and your energy level is fantastic for being someone that's a cancer survivor and everything you've been through. So you are an absolute inspiration. And I'm glad you're sharing your story, because there's a lot of people like you out there that need hope.
Yeah.
And everybody here on this panel today is giving everybody some serious hope that you can take control, because it goes back to this here, what we started with when we started talking about, when we started this call actually, is about metabolic dysfunction. It affects 93% of the American adults. This is huge. And we have a solution. We have a very simple solution. And it's kind of the question here is like, without the protocol, this is what's happening. We're constantly having elevated blood sugar levels. We are storing fat. We're talking about the fat for a minute, but also when have elevated sugar all the time and elevated insulin and glucose, that leads to inflammation in our body, and it leads to all these things that we were talking about before, all these different metabolic dysfunction things like high blood pressure, PCOS, neuropathy. You heard everybody on the call today what they've been struggling with, even things as simple as skin tags. It usually shows up on the skin first. But with these two tools, taking this when you're in a fasted state, when you're not eating, it gets rid of the food noise, increases your GLP-1 by 67%. And then you just do this one here before you eat. We can give you relief from all those damage that's been done in our body. And depending how bad you are and how long you've had all these dysfunctions, depends on how long it may take to rectify. But I'm telling you right now, we have, like you heard here, a year, months. But this is amazing. And with everybody on this call here, get back with them if you know them, because this you can get retail on the Amazon store for $244. But right now, today, because everybody on this call here is an affiliate. You can get a price of $169. You're saving like over $80. That works out to $5.30 a day, less than a cup of coffee, just saying. The beautiful thing about this is, though, that it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. The company offers, and this is not coming from us, we'll give you our referral link so you can get the discount. You don't want to pay full price. But the beautiful thing is the company gives a 90-day money-back guarantee. I mean, that was huge for me because I'm 66, I've done everything, and nobody ever gave me a money-back guarantee. I've spent thousands of dollars on different things. This year comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. If we can't get rid of the damage that's happened to you and the pain that you're having with whatever conditions you're having, they'll give you a full refund after 90 days, and you will feel something. You don't have to wait 90 days to feel it. You're going to feel it as soon as you start using it. Different things like energy, inflammation going away, and so forth. So it's a very simple approach that doesn't include medications, because when we go to the doctors, what do the doctors give us? They give us metformin, statins, insulin, GLP-1 injections, crash diets, you name it, or surgery. This has been studied. This is a nutraceutical, not a pharmaceutical. This has been studied with over 50 clinical studies. We have now over 1 million people on this protocol with clinical results. It's phenomenal. It's patented. You can't get it anywhere else. It's listed in the physician's desk reference. Don, you have your hand raised. Did you do that on purpose?
No, I was reacting with a clap.
Oh, I thought it was a hand raise. I was gonna say. Thank you. But it's third-party tested. Like I said, this is also HSA and FSA eligible. And the Cleveland Clinic, the #1 heart hospital in the world, also did a study on this because they're wanting to get people off statin drugs. So that's, I mean, think about that for a minute. So we have all that. It's really easy to use. All you do is have this instead of breakfast. When you wake up in the morning, you mix it hot or cold, drink it, and just sip on it. You don't drink it fast, sip on it. Then at noon or whatever time you have break your fast, breakfast means breaking fast. Let's say it's 11 o'clock or 12. Then eat good proteins. Don't diet, eat proteins. We need that. It keeps your fat burning up and your blood sugar from spiking if you eat good proteins and good fats.
I think
After
Yeah.
we have some background. Can you please mute yourself, Sharon? I'm gonna try to do it. There we go. So you just sip on this in the morning. After lunch, make another one. Sip on it. It's going to get rid of all that food noise and make it so you're not hungry. Makes you're not wanting to snack, which is awesome. No snacking in between. And then, as you can see here at dinner time, just before you have dinner, mix this up with 4 to 6 ounces of water. Shake it vigorously and chug it like a beer. You're not going to sip on this one. It's going to get thick, like Carolyn was talking about earlier. Real simple, easy, easy peasy. We have all kinds of medical professionals now talking about this too, because why do people become doctors? To help people. And instead of giving medications, now guess what they can do? They can they're incorporating this into their protocols for their patients. We have many, many, many doctors, including Dr. Benjamin Bickman. He's the world-renowned metabolic scientist. Amazing. You can look him up everywhere. He actually he's done so many studies on this Unimate. He decided, because of what this actually does, to be on our advisory board now, which is amazing. So here we go. Proofs in the pudding. We just showed you a bunch of testimonials here from all of us sharing this with you. You got nothing to lose, everything to gain. If you're not satisfied after 90 days, you get a refund. Just get started. This is going to change your health and make you feel great and give you a new start so you're not struggling out there anymore. So does anybody want to add anything to this before we sign off and call it a day? Debbie, did you want to say anything else? Debbie Sanders. You got all those good books behind you. I'm looking at
I
here.
know, amazing
yeah.
books. Just consistency is key. Just please understand that it took us 10, 15, 20 years to have these problems happening before we even start experiencing or feeling these symptoms, please give your body grace. Understand that you need to let your body have that time it needs, and everybody's at a different spot. Everyone started at a different time. I mean, everyone, just give yourself time. Give yourself the respect that your body deserves to heal on a cellular level from the inside out. Everyone seeing results with this understands that consistency is key. We can't stress that enough.
You're absolutely right on target, and I want to thank you for adding that. So thank you, everybody that spoke today here, that shared your very personal stories, to everybody that's watching. And we couldn't see your comments. We'll look at those after we finish this stream. And please reach out to anyone you know here on this live here, this Zoom today, because we can get you started. We can help you. And not only are we going to coach you along the way, that's freebie. We're here to support you. Every single Tuesday, we have live science calls to teach about metabolic dysfunction, insulin resistance with medical professionals. And we will give you the links so you can come on those. Those are free. And you can really get to learn more about how you can turn your life around and help others. We need to get more voices out there. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all for being here today. And happy weekend. First day of spring. Here we are. Everybody have a great weekend.
Bye, Monica.
Thank you.